The morning sun painted the sky in shades of gold and pink as cars pulled into Ridgeway High School. The chatter of students filled the air, sneakers squeaking on the polished hallway floors, lockers slamming shut, laughter echoing through the corridors. In the middle of that chaos walked a girl no one had seen before, Aria Lane. 16, quiet, with soft brown hair tied into a loose ponytail and deep grey eyes that didn't quite meet anyone's. She clutched the strap of her backpack like it was armor. Her jeans were plain, her hoodie oversized, her sneakers worn out. She didn't speak to anyone, didn't smile, didn't look around. Just walked to her locker as if she'd been there all her life, but clearly didn't belong. People noticed her. Not because she stood out, but because she didn't. Ridgeway High loved easy targets, and someone like Aria, who looked fragile, was exactly what the cruel ones waited for. From the far end of the hall, a group of seniors leaned against the lockers. The self-proclaimed rulers of Ridgeway, Mia Blake, the blonde cheer captain with diamond nails and a mouthful of venom, Derek, her boyfriend, captain of the basketball team, and their entourage, loud, rich, and heartless. They saw Aria walking silently past, and Mia smirked. "Well, well, what do we have here?" she said loudly enough for the crowd to hear. "Another charity case? Or did she get lost on her way to the library?" Laughter erupted. Aria paused, her shoulders tightening. She didn't turn around, she just continued walking. Derek snorted. "Hey, I'm talking to you," he called, stepping in front of her. She stopped, eyes low. "I'm new," she said quietly. "I don't want any trouble." "Oh, she doesn't want trouble," Mia repeated mockingly, stepping closer. "Sweetheart, this is Ridgeway. Trouble's part of the schedule." Someone from the group kicked the bottom of Aria's backpack. It fell off her shoulder, papers scattered across the hallway floor. The laughter grew louder. Students stopped to watch, some recording on their phones, others whispering. Aria knelt down quickly, picking up her books, her trembling hands trying to stay steady. One paper fluttered near Derek's shoe. He stepped on it, hard. Aria looked up for the first time. Her eyes met his. They weren't scared, they weren't angry, they were sharp, cold, like steel in sunlight. Derek froze for a second, feeling something strange, a chill crawling up his spine. Then he smirked to hide it. "You got a problem, new girl?" Aria slowly reached for the paper. He didn't move his foot. The crowd leaned in. She stared at him, then simply said, "Move it." Her voice was calm, but it cut through the noise. Derek laughed, bending down close to her. Or what? A second later the school bell rang, breaking the tension. Aria stood up, brushed off her hoodie and walked away. No one expected what would follow. By lunchtime, the story had spread. The new girl talked back to Derek. "She's got an attitude. She's gonna regret it." Ridgeway's rumor mill spun faster than wildfire. Aria sat alone at the far corner of the cafeteria, eating quietly. Her tray had the usual, a sandwich, an apple, and a bottle of water. She didn't look up, but she could feel their eyes on her, the whispers, the stares, the smirks, the way silence followed her like a shadow. Then came the loud clang of a tray being dropped onto her table. She looked up to see Mia sitting across from her, smiling wide. "Hey, new girl," Mia said sweetly. "You didn't think you could talk to my boyfriend like that and not introduce yourself, did you?" "I didn't talk to him," Aria said softly. "I just told him to move." The table behind Mia's group laughed. "Ooh, she's got sass," one of them said. Mia's fake smile vanished. She leaned closer. "You think you're tough? You don't know who you're messing with." "I don't want to mess with anyone," Aria said again. "I just want to eat." Mia stared for a moment, then reached forward and knocked Aria's water bottle over. It spilled across her tray, soaking her sandwich and papers. The cafeteria gasped. Aria didn't move. She didn't flinch. She just looked at the mess, then looked at Mia. Her grey eyes darkened, emotionless and unblinking. It wasn't the reaction Mia wanted. It wasn't fear. It was patience. Dangerous patience. "You'll clean that up, right?" Mia said smugly, standing. "Since you're so polite." Aria stood too, calm as ever. "You're right," she said softly, "but so will you." She picked up a napkin and, without breaking eye contact, pressed it into Mia's hand, then turned and walked away. The cafeteria buzzed with whispers again. Some laughed. Others said she was crazy. But one thing was clear. The new girl wasn't what they thought. After school, the halls emptied. Rain tapped against the windows as Aria walked to her locker, alone again. But not for long. She heard footsteps behind her. More than one pair. Then voices. Mia, Derek, and two others. "Hey, new girl!" Mia called. Aria didn't turn. She knew what was coming. "You think you're funny, huh?" Derek said, grabbing her shoulder. She turned around slowly. "You don't touch me," she said. Calm, quiet, firm. Derek scoffed. "Oh, yeah? What are you going to do?" Before she could answer, Mia shoved her. Hard. Aria stumbled back and fell. Her books hit the floor again. Her knees scraped against the tile. The bullies laughed. Phones came out again. Someone whispered, "This is going to go viral." Derek kicked one of her books down the hall. Mia leaned over her, voice dripping with cruelty. "Now you're exactly where you belong." On the floor. For a second, no one moved. Then Aria slowly stood up. The laughter faded as they saw her face. Calm, focused. The grey in her eyes had turned to storm clouds. She picked up her bag, slung it over her shoulder, and said in a low voice, "You just made the worst mistake of your lives." Mia blinked, trying to laugh it off. "Oh yeah? What are you going to do?" "About it, new girl." Aria looked at her for a long, quiet second. Then she simply said, "You'll see." And she walked away, limping slightly but straight-backed, unbroken, unshaken. That night, the storm outside mirrored the one brewing inside her. Aria sat in her small bedroom, lights off, laptop open. On the desk beside her was a framed photo, a young woman in a military uniform smiling beside a little girl, her mother. Beneath it, the folded badge of an elite self-defense instructor. Aria traced her fingers over the frame, whispering, "I tried to be normal, Mom, but they started it." She stood, stretching her sore shoulder, then turned to the small punching bag hanging in the corner. The quiet girl the world saw was gone. Her movements were sharp, clean, practiced. Every jab, every kick hit with precision that spoke of years of training. Each strike echoed with something deeper, restraint-breaking. By morning, she wasn't just the new girl. She was ready. The next day, the bullies waited again, at the lockers, laughing, expecting her to avoid them. But Aria walked in through the front doors, head high, hoodie down, her eyes focused straight ahead. The hallway fell silent. Something about her was different. Her presence heavier, colder. Even the ones who laughed yesterday now stayed quiet. Mia forced a smirk. "Hey, look who came back for round 2, she said loudly. "You sure you're in the right place, or should we help you back to the floor?" Aria didn't answer. She opened her locker calmly, took out her books and turned around, only to find Derek stepping in her way again. "You're brave," he said mockingly, "or stupid." Aria tilted her head. "Neither," she said quietly. "Just done pretending." The hallway tensed. Derek reached forward to shove her shoulder, but before he could, Aria caught his wrist. Her grip was solid, stronger than anyone expected. Derek's smirk vanished as she twisted slightly. Not enough to hurt, just enough to make him freeze. The move was clean, fast, controlled. "Don't touch me," she said again, her voice steady. Then she released him and walked past. The crowd was silent. Derek flexed his wrist, stunned. Mia glared after Aria, whispering, "What the hell was that?" But by now whispers were spreading. She used to train with her mom. Her mom was some kind of army fighter. She's not normal. Fear replaced mockery. At lunch, Aria sat alone again, but this time no